Hello, welcome to Frost Over the World.
By the time David Frost arrived on screen at Al Jazeera, he'd achieved something no other television journalist ever did. He'd become a true global star, a man whom celebrities, world leaders and the rest actually wanted to be interviewed by, even if they knew it might be uncomfortable.
So far it's been, pretty much of a disaster.
It has, but you see...
He was equally at home sitting opposite Hamid Karzai as he was next to Isabel Allende. Such was his charm, his presence, that he was impossible not to like. Despite his fame, he always had as much time for a colleague in the corridor as he did a serving Prime Minister.
No ego at all. Amazing because of the amount of people that he dealt with on a daily basis, people he knew by first name terms, some of the top people in the world, statesmen, celebrities. He knew them all, and yet he was still just an ordinary guy, really very nice man.
David Cameron said, "My heart goes out to Karina and the family. Sir David was an extraordinary man with charm, wit, talent, intelligence and warmth in equal measure. He made a huge impact on television and politics. The Nixon interviews were among the great broadcast moments, but there were many other brilliant interviews. He could be, and certainly was with me, both a friend and a fearsome interviewer." After making his name in Britain in the 1960s, Frost broke through in the US with what Mr. Cameron alluded to.
I let down the country.
His most famous interview, that of Richard Nixon, when the American president admitted he'd betrayed his people. That interview itself exposed something of Frost's genius, of understanding how people operate and then getting them to reveal themselves.
One of the reasons he wasn't in touch with what people were thinking was that he didn't like going out of his way to meet people because he was awkward with people, and that awkwardness and that clumsiness was one of the things that probably closed him off from knowing what the public were really thinking. And so it's those sort of personal flaws that come through, I think. Prime Minister, thank you very much indeed.
David Frost's legacy is unique in world television, a newsman and journalist who was also an entertainer, known on both sides of the Atlantic. Anyone who is anyone would have been flattered to be offered the Frost interview. There's hardly anyone in the history of TV who could make that claim. Laurence, Al Jazeera, London.